Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is June 24, 2021. I want to cover heavily shorted stocks and how to benefit from them. And let's look at major news on the heavily shorted stocks, 100 heavily shorted stocks, how to spot good stocks which are heavily shorted, and also look at few charts and see how to spot these stocks which are heavily shorted. So with that, let's jump in here. Here I got top 10, 20 companies which are heavily shorted, starting with MRIN Software, Meta, SOFI, FUV, and so on and so forth. And some of these are very low dollar stocks, as you can see here. For example, EVFM, just 89 cent stock. You got to be careful with the these cheap stocks. So we'll look at some of these and see if it's worth buying and go from there. And we'll jump into a little more detail here. From a headline news perspective, there is a lot of headline news when it comes to heavily shorted stocks. And first one here is around MRIN Software. They deliver performance across advertising channels. That's a good news here. And then we got Meta here. They have some leadership shakeout here. We got a new vice president here. That's a good news. And Arcimoto and Redivivus, they launched battery recycling program. That's good. And China EV stocks, NIO, XPAV, Li, they all fall as Beijing widens crackdown. I think these are good stocks. I would buy these stocks on the pullback. They will always bounce back. I will be buying these selectively into the downturn. Then we got Clover. They join NCQA, new quality innovation. I think that's the good news there. And we also have some news around 10 best growth stocks under $10. Some examples we have here: Support, FI, Net Element, and so on and so forth. It's good to look at some of these and see if it's worth buying them at this time. And we also have a lot of these blockchain and crypto stocks, stocks like Riot, Marathon, BT. I think it's okay to buy them into the weakness slowly. Don't buy too much at one time, but buy slowly and take it from there. And then we got here GoodRx Holding. Is it going to burn the hedge funds? This stock is a good stock. They got good gross margin, but stock has been going down of late. So we got to look at GoodRx and see is it good enough, or we have to stop buying this company. And then we got here Winco Ventures. I think this is okay stock here. They have some acquisition completion here. And Kadmon Holdings fell out of favor. We have to look at when stocks like this fall out of favor, they go down drastically. So we got to see what's the right time to buy. We don't want to catch the falling knife, but we got to see when the stock is settling down and forming a base. And then you got here Altis Mobile, ATUS, and looks like they're changing their name to Optimum Mobile. So I think this is a good company. They have been building the fiber broadband and also partnering with T-Mobile. And then we got here Nikola. Is it a good time to buy? So I think we have to look at Nikola and see, should we start buying slowly or should we stay away? And then we got here Alfie, which is one of the favorite meme stocks, goes up and down drastically. We can see, is it worth buying this company? Last but not least, we got Exoris Pharma. I think they also have some news here. They are inking commercialization pact here in Europe. So with that, let's jump in and look at some of these stocks in a little more detail. So these are the 100 heavily shorted stocks. We'll look at 25 at a time. So as you look through here, just to from a chart perspective, we got the ticker, the company, and the price. No big deal here, and the market cap. Watch out for low market cap stocks. As an example, we got MRIN, just 104 million, which is a low market cap, and also stocks like RCON, just 84 million. So watch out for those. Be a little careful because these stocks, takes a while for them to really make some progress. It's a low market cap stocks, but they can give outperformance, very good performance if they do well. And I also look at very closely at the growth itself. As you see here, there is a 1 year growth, quarter over quarter growth, and also sales. It's very important to look at those and see what's going on from a growth perspective. I love companies with the positive sales growth, and those are the good candidates. And also I got here the insider buying or selling, and also institution transactions. The moment you see here, insiders are selling, for example, Workhors, insiders are selling 25%, institutions are buying 2%. And as you can see here, same story with Petco, insiders are selling, and you can see here a couple more here. Anytime insiders are selling more than 10%, you got to see what's going on there and see if it's really worth buying when insiders are selling. But instead, if the insiders are buying the company, then you should look into it and see probably it's a good idea to buy. And same story goes with the institutions. As an example, 89-cent stock, EVFM, institutions are buying it. Some of these hedge funds are buying it, so it may be okay to buy along with them. Even though it's 89-cent stock, you got to be a little bit careful, but given the hedge funds are buying, bigger players are buying, it may be okay. And even insiders are buying, as you can see here. And same story with the SENS, institutions are buying, that could be okay. And next thing that you got to look at is really how is it doing in the shorter term time frame. We got 1 day, 1 week, 2 week. If the stock is trying to show some signs of bouncing back in 1 day, 1 week, 2 week, that tells you there is some life left in this company. It is trying to bounce back. Instead, if you see the stock is red all along, 1 day, 1 week, 2 week, all the way to 1 year, then you got to wonder, is it worth buying? Is it a value trap? Is the company going to come up anytime? Or do you have to hold the bag for a long time? So that's what you got to think about. Sometimes if you're convinced about the company, for example, if I take an example here, GoodRx, GoodRx, as you look through here, I think this is bouncing back in nearer term, which is okay. But if you look at some other companies as an example, I'm trying to see a good example here. So if you look at Workhors here, very high price to sales ratio, but if you look through here, 1 day, 1 week, all the way to 1 year, it's always on the red. So unless you have conviction on this CEO that he's going to do great, you got to be careful because it's never shown too much progress. It's always in the red. And as you scan through here, the sales growth is good, as you can see here, but it's off of a $2 million basis. So it's really, on a lower number, sales growth will look nice, but as number gets bigger, then you'll see growth decreasing. But sometimes it's okay even if the stock is in red. If it's a good gross margin and a good net margin, it may be okay. As you scan through here, you could spot here companies like CPE, very good, okay gross margin here, which could be okay. So this is what we kind of look at, decide what makes sense. I also, highlighted few things in red and green. So look for more greens. That tells you, hey, what company may be doing okay. Especially look at greens in the 1 year and quarter over quarter growth and gross margin, net margin. So let's look at few of these companies here. I love companies like SOFI. SOFI, even though it's trying to improve in a shorter term, but company has been dropping in the stock price for a while. I think it's okay to buy some SOFI into this weakness and hold it for a while. It's in the fintech area. I'm sure it will bounce back. And if you see here Meta, I think the stock fell down drastically. Now it's trying to bounce back in a 1 day chart. It may be okay to buy slowly into this weakness, but don't buy too much. And as you scan through here, I've highlighted a couple of stocks here in in highlights here, gray highlight. For example, Petco here, it's showing some progress in the nearer term, like 1 day and 1 week. And also Riot blockchain, after all the cryptos went down drastically, it's showing some strength in 1 week time frame. So it may be okay to buy some, into this, strength here. As we scan through here, we got GoodRx here. It's showing some strength in 1 day and 1 week. It may be okay to buy some. Even Ocugen, for that matter, it's showing some strength in 1 week. It may be okay to buy slowly. And we got one more. As you look at support.com, it's a good stock, $6 stock. It's been going up nicely in 1 day, 1 week, all the way to 1 year. So I think this one is a good to buy on pullbacks. It's a very high short ratio, 30%, as you can see. And watch for stocks with nice gross margin. For example, MRIN Software, given it's a software, it's okay to buy on a dip. It's got a good gross margin. And EVFM, same story. And some of these have positive gross margin, which may be okay to look slowly and buy into weakness. And few stocks also have positive net margin. For example, here YALA Group, $14 stock, positive net margin. Stock has been falling off drastically. You could accumulate slowly, given the stock has got a positive net margin. At the end of the day, they are keeping some money for themselves. So with that, let's jump into next chart here, next slide here. We got a couple more. I've highlighted a few stocks with the highlight here. For example, Altis, it's showing some strength in 1 day and 1 week. And it's got good gross margin, as you can see here. And there is also a positive net margin. And watch out for RSI. We like to see RSI below 50 for us to start buying and start building a position. And then we got here Geo. Geo also showing some strength in 1 week. It could be okay to buy some slowly. And then we got Right Aid. Stock has dropped drastically last week or last month actually. Now it's showing some progress slowly. And I like EHang also. It's into aviation, as you might be knowing. Stock has been falling off drastically. I think it's okay to buy this company into this weakness and hold it for a while. As we scan through here, we got a couple more. Best Buy, Fisker, BXRT, JKS. All of them showed some strength in 1 week. So it may be okay to buy slowly. And then we got Fubo, same story, showing some strength here. And sometimes it's okay for you to be a little bit contrarian and buy, even though stock is showing some negative all along. As an example, if you like companies like, as I scan through here, GBT here, Global Blood, it's got a good 1 year growth, quarter-over-quarter growth, very good gross margin. Net margin is negative, but stock has been dropping all along. It may be okay to buy slowly into this company also and build a nice position here. Next, we look at a couple more here. As you can see here, we got a couple more. I have not highlighted anything in specific, but similar theory applies here. Look for companies showing some progress in the shorter term, 1 day, 1 week, 2 week time frame. As an example, you'll see Excel Fleet showing some progress, and you will also see Sorrento, Sabre. All these are showing some progress in the shorter term time frame. It's okay to buy some and also look for the sales growth here. The moment you see positive sales growth, and also they're showing some progress in the shorter term, 1 day, 1 week, 2 week, that's when you buy the stock slowly and accumulate a nice position. Next, we look at one more screen here. And as you scan through here, similar thought process here. You could look at stocks which are making progress in 1 week, 2 week, and 1 day. We got some examples here. As example, Sunrun, and even one here, Dynavax, and Sprouts, and so on and so forth. You could buy some of those. And as you see here, Editas, it's one of the good gene editing stock here. Stock has been dropping of late. It may be okay to be contrarian and buy some Editas into this weakness and hold it for a while. And then we got a couple more stocks here, Chewy and EB. They're showing some strength in the near shorter term. It may be okay to look into them and buy some. And we look at one more here. So now what we'll do is we'll look at few stocks and look at what makes a good candidate. As you see here, we got Spice, Richard Branson's company, Virgin Galactic. As you look through the chart here, it's about, as you can see, October through July, good 8-9 months time frame. So this tells you this stock has a life. It's not a one of those dead stocks. Stock is going up, down, all the way down, up, down. So when you look at a stock like this, there is it shows some signs of bouncing back. There is life left in this company. So that's when when the stock is falling down like this drastically after after Jeff Bezos took to space, this company stock has been falling off. They also did some secondary stock announced offering. That's why stock came down. Now it's showing some signs of progress. So I would buy some Virgin Galactic here. So even though if you look at the fundamentals of Virgin Galactic, $29 stock, $7 billion market cap, negative, from a sales growth is negative, as you can see here. And as you scan through here, they got a high short ratio. They've been dropping in 1 day, 1 week, 2 week, all the way to 1 month. So this is where even though from a fundamental perspective there is nothing great here, but you could buy some of this some of the stock in this company, given there is a high short ratio and stock has been trying to show some signs of progress here, and this is not one-way street, it goes up and down. Next, we got Sprout here. A similar thought process. Stock has been doing nicely. It goes up and down, up and down. There is a movement in this company. So that's why you could buy some Sprout. As you look through Sprout here, it's about $24 stock. Market cap is $2 billion. And as you scan through here, companies showing some signs of progress in 1 day chart here, and it's been down 1 week, 2 week, all the way to 1 month. So it's okay to buy a company like Sprout at this point, given it's showing some signs of improvement. And then we got Chewy here, one of the great pet stock. As you scan through this chart here, stock is going up and down, up and down. So here, so stocks like this, it's okay to buy them on this high short ratio here, 16%. And these guys have got a nice sales growth, as you can see here. Also nice gross margin. And then we got Editas here. Editas, you got to be a little bit contrarian. Stock went all the way up, came down, went up, came down. I think this also shows some strength here, even though from a fundamental perspective, I think it's okay. They do have some sales growth here, but stock has been dropping since 1 day, 1 week, 2 week time frame. It's okay to buy some Editas. Your time frame may be a little bit longer here, because this is one of those stocks, it stays quiet for a while, then goes up suddenly on any good news on the gene editing. Then we got Jumia here, one of the e-commerce play. I think this stock went up all the way. Off late, it's been going down, down, down. So here you got to have some conviction about the company. You may not be able to make short-term money, but if you buy and accumulate a nice position in Jumia, you could make a good fortune in a little more longer term. So as you can see here, Jumia, it's been from a sales growth perspective, negative here, and stock has been falling in one day, 1 week, all the way. So here you got to have a little bit longer time horizon and have some conviction and buy stocks into deepness slowly, accumulate. Then we got Lemonade here. It's one of the good insurance plays. I think this stock is also showing some strength of up and down. I think this is okay to buy into this weakness here. Lemonade has got 15% short ratio, showing some strength in 1 week time frame here. I think it's okay to buy into this weakness. Next, we look at a couple more here. Best Buy. Best Buy is one of those stocks which it does good sometimes. Short squeeze, as you can see here, went all the way up, came down, up and down. This is also, I think they are trying to make some improvement in their stores. I think it's a good one to buy into this weakness here and accumulate. It's got a 21% short ratio, as you can see here. And then we got Fisker here. Fisker, same story. Stock goes up and down nicely. Right now it's around $15. So I would look at the company here. They got, as you see here, they got um, as we scan through here, they're down for 1 day, down for 1 week, 2 week, and so on and so forth. So it's okay to buy into this weakness here and take it from there. Then we got BGS here. BGS, as you see here, stock is at least showing some signs of progress here. Right now it's down. BGS is about $29 here. They've been down in 1 day, 1 week, 2 week, and so on and so forth. I think it's okay to buy this one into this weakness. Then we got Sorrento here, SRNE. Sorrento, as you can see here, $8 stock. Stock is really going up and down. Right now it's trying to see where to go. At least by looking at the chart, it's okay to buy the stock here slowly and accumulate. And then we got MUIS, same story here. Stock is showing some movement. It's not one-way street, goes up and down. Right now it's trying to consolidate. I would buy into this MUIS at this time. As you scan through here, it's a high price to sales ratio here, but showing some strength in a 1 week chart here. Next is Beyond Meat, BYND. Beyond Meat also same story here. Nice looking chart. Stock bounces nicely up and down. Right now it's down at 126. I would buy some Beyond Meat at this time and hold on for a while for a nice squeeze. Next we got a couple more here. This you got to be a little careful here. Stocks like this, like for example Marin Software, did nothing for a long time and then went up due to short squeeze. Now it's trying to see what to do. You got to be a little bit careful here. If you're a contrarian, it's okay to buy a little bit and hold, make a, buy small and watch the stock, and depending on how it's doing, add more as you go forward. So that's why stocks like this, which go up hyperbolically, as you can see a straight line going up, gave up most of those profit here. So this is where you got to be careful. Don't buy in huge quantities, buy slowly and look for some signs of progress, and that's when you think you will know it's going to turn around. If you look at Marin Software here, if you look at 1 day, 1 week, 2 week, it's dropped so drastically, even though it did very nicely for 1 year, mainly because of this straight shoot all the way top. So stocks like this, it's okay to buy some, but don't buy a lot. Buy slowly and accumulate a position here. Same story here. MMAT Meta stock shot up and came down all the way back to earth. Now it's showing some strength of some signs of stabilization. It's okay to buy slowly into this one too, but don't buy a lot at one time. Same SOFI is a different story. Stock is showing some movement here up and down, so this can bounce back nicely. It's into fintech, as you know. Then we got FUV. It's also great company. As you see here, $16 stock. Stock has got some life, goes up and down. I think they've done nicely for last 1 day, 1 week, 2 week, 1 month. Stocks like this you would buy on a down day and then hold on to it. We got EVFM. This one you got to be a little careful. As you see, your stock went up, came down. It's a $89 stock. You got to be a little bit careful here, even though there is insiders buying slowly, institutions also buying slowly. You got to be a little bit careful. You can buy some, but because it's a very low dollar stock, you got to be quick. If there's a good profit, just get out quickly. Don't hold on to it for a long time because it's a very low dollar stock. Then we got Workhors here. Workhors, as you can see, it does have some movement up and down. Off late stock is kind of stuck at around $10. You could buy some into this weakness and hang on to it for a while. We got a couple more here. Probably I will not go through in super detail. You can see what's going on here. RCON stock came down drastically, as you can see here. Now it's trying to form a base. You may be okay to buy slowly into this weakness. And same story, Lee is a Chinese automaker, electric vehicles. Stock has done nicely, fell off with the Chinese crackdown here. I think it's okay to buy some Lee into this weakness. Clovis Oncology, Clover Health. Clover Health also goes up and down drastically. It's okay to buy some into this weakness here. Suddenly it'll have a short squeeze and it'll go up some quickly. And then you got Support. It's a great stock. Stock has been doing nicely of late. I think if you're a long-term person, you could be okay to buy Support onto this weakness. And then you got a couple more here, BCEL and Best. Stocks like this, you got to be a little bit careful. Don't buy a lot because chart itself is telling you it's going down, 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 not showing a sign of stabilization here. So you got to be a little bit careful here. If you want to buy, it's okay, but don't buy a lot at once. Look for some signs of consolidation or stabilization before you load up. Best here, we got Best, same story here. As you can see here, it's been going down, down, down all the way. Here also you got to be a little bit careful. Don't buy a lot at once, buy slowly and take it from there. Few more here, we got WOOF Petco Riot blockchain. I love this company. It's okay to buy on the down days. All these Bitcoin and crypto stocks are very wild. You should buy them on down day and hang on for them. We got YALA here. YALA is again stock went up all the way down right now. I think by looking at the chart here, they do have good gross margin. I think it's okay to buy slowly into this company also. We got SENS here. It's been nice looking chart, goes up and down nicely. It's okay to buy this company also into any weakness and hang on to it. SmileDir, it's showing one way all the way down. And I think it's showing some signs of progress here. So you got to be buying this in chunks. Don't buy all at once, and then hold on for a while. Stocks like this, it might take a while for you to get your money back because, as you see here, stock has been down all along. It will show some strength. If you want to make some quick money, you got to get out quickly. Otherwise, hold on to it for a while. If you want to hold on to it for a while, don't buy a lot at once. Buy slowly, as into the weakness. Then we got Lordstow Motors. Same story here. Chart is really ugly here. Some signs of improvement here. I would buy slowly, and on a good day, on a good rally, I would unload. So we got, I think it's probably the last page here. Similar story here. Romeo, you got to be careful here. Stock is all the way down. Buy slowly, don't buy a lot. Same story. Clovis Oncology. It may be okay. This stock is showing some signs of up and down. You may be okay to buy at this time. Ocugen, same story here. You may be okay to buy some at this time. Stock is showing some signs of life here. GoodRx, you got to be long term here. It's showing some strength here, but you got to be a long term holder here. CPE, I think it's also a good one to buy into weakness. It's a nice looking chart. Looks like they do go up when they go down. They show some signs of bouncing back. It may be okay to buy some. And then you got BBIG here. This one goes up and down. Right now it's down $3 stock. You may be okay to buy some slowly, but issue is really sales growth is negative at this time. Gross margin is okay. That's why you got to buy slowly into this weakness. Don't load up a lot. So with that, how do I trade heavily shorted stocks? Look for stocks that are oversold, RSI less than 50, and recovering in the shorter term time frame, 1 week or 2 week as example. Look for high short ratio, greater than 10%. All the stocks we covered have got high short ratio greater than 10%. Look for insiders or institutions buying the stock. That shows the confidence in the insiders or institutions. Look for fundamentally good companies with positive sales growth and gross margin. And also, whenever there's a secular growth biotech stock or a tech stock that falls on a bad news, maybe it's the FDA not giving a nod, or issue the clinical trial or a downgrade, you are okay to load up into that bad news slowly and then wait for a nice bounce back. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.